And you're live.
Cool. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Crazy Cabin Fever Cocktails, what I believe is episode 68. I am Tim Knittel of Distilled Living, and we are produced by Fascination Design. So recently we got asked to do some premium mixology and cocktails for a high-end event at a distillery, and it was fun. We had a menu. We were doing pairings and mini cocktails. We're going to do two of the four that we designed for that event. Ultimately, we wound up using three of the four. Not going to tell you which ones we did and didn't do. These were almost entirely Hillary's design. I have one element, which wasn't even involved with these two, that was involved with something else we'll show you later on, probably in May. So anyway, so first course was lobster bisque. It was not as rich as they can go. It was a little bit more tempered. So these two cocktails were both designed to pair with that. And obviously we're using Wheatley vodka, so you can tell where we were. And let's build the cocktail. The first one we called a spring and spicy vodka soda. So the first thing was we were using smaller glasses, and we were presenting some nice light cocktails. So we are going to half rim this to add some spice element. This was Hillary's idea, but not everybody likes the spicier foods. So we're going to just do a half rim on that. So the way we're going to achieve a half rim is I'm going to put a little simple onto a plate, just like so. And I'm going to just get half the rim into the simple, just like that. It doesn't need to go real far down the rim, just enough to get it a little bit sticky. And this is the only place we're going to use simple in this cocktail. It's going to be very, very dry. Now I want to make sure that I don't have drips, because that would be unpleasant, because it'd be sticky on the glass. So I really want to drop any last drop off of it. And then I'll flip it over and it will start to drip down just a little. I'm getting one little drip. I've done a pretty good job not having any of those.
If you're really a perfectionist, you could maybe use a thicker syrup.
Yeah, you can
or
use bar
honey.
syrup. Or you could just go back and wipe it off.
That's true too.
Which I had to do on a couple of the glasses. So now we're going to do our spice. So I'm going to use black pepper and salt.
The other reason to do a half rim is that not everybody likes salt. Think of this a bit like a margarita, even though this is vodka. Not everybody likes the salted rim. I happen to, but I know not everybody does.
We're using about 2 parts salt to 1 part pepper and 1 part paprika. So I'm going to swirl around with a glass here. And I just have that one. Oh, I'm getting a couple more drips. I should have prepped this in advance, because the faster you go and you get stuff stuck on there, the less drips that you get. So ideally, I would go back and wipe this down. So, but I'm just going to drop it, if you can see, right down into that, and then I'm going to roll it, because I want it to coat all of the simple that I have on the glass, and that will reduce any dripping. Yes, I got one. I don't know if you can really see it, but I got one that's dripping all the way down. So now I have my half rim. Don't know how well you can see that, especially against my glow in the dark tie. All right. So we set this aside.
As always with Crazy Cabin Fever cocktails, we're trying different things. Today's trial is partially Tim's outfit.
It totally is. It's a very intense outfit. It's a very Keeneland outfit. It goes with green pants, which I haven't put on jeans. Okay, so we're going to add some lemon to brighten it up. And what I'm going to want to do here is just twist it, because I want to get the oils into the drink. And I'm doing this first because I want it to integrate. And then that is going to get dropped down in. Now we're going to do a rosemary sprig for contrast. I don't know how that landed on that. That's really nice. And then we are going to do 1 ounce, because these were mini cocktails, of Wheatley.
If you want to do a full-size cocktail, just go ahead and double the ingredients here. Maybe not on the rosemary, the lemon. You're probably pretty good on that still.
Yep. Now ice. Rosemary. It's okay to have the lemon down in there. That's actually what I want. It's a little too much ice. Pull a little bit out. And club soda over the top. And that is a bright, refreshing, herbaceous, citrus, dry cocktail. So there's no sugar in that. I think it's really nice. That's right. That one's for Hillary. Oh, I drink the second one. Okay. Space a little. So the second one, we're elevating a Bloody Mary into a dinner. Partially, we're doing that mostly, I don't know, by giving it more horseradish. And this stuff is super great to work with. There we go. Uncle Dougie's. It's just that we're using the mild for this one because we wanted to bring sharpness, but not heat. So that was why we're using the horseradish.
Just FYI, this is not a product placement on either of these. We just happen to like, if you're going to go with a premium cocktail, we're not a big fan of that most of the time. This is one of the few instances where it makes it super easy and it is not terrible.
This is good to drink.
High quality ingredients.
It's really good. Okay, so I'm going to use a spoonful of prepared horseradish. Set that aside in case I want some more. And now I'm going to go with 4 ounces of my bloody mix here. And see how thick this is? We are going to dilute this down by shaking it, which is important.
It also helps to integrate the horseradish, the shaking process.
Okay. And then we're going to do 1 ounce of my wheatley. And then I got ice, so I'm going to shake it over ice. And a little more aggressive with it because I want it to dilute a little bit more than normal. That gave me a better seal than normal, so it takes some effort to get out. Now, you could either strain this or just dump the whole thing. I think it's fine just like that. Right up to the top. Ooh, that is really up to the top. Now, because this was pairing with lobster bisque, Hillary decided it would be fun to do oyster cracker on a pick as a garnish, and also they're fun to eat with the Bloody Mary. That actually works because it kind of functions like soup.
You went in the wrong direction. There's a trick.
There is a trick.
Stabbing a oyster cracker with
Did you do it
a
like
pick.
this?
Yeah.
Oh. It's really kind of drilling. What we learned.
This is not
if you do it gently.
You don't want to do this in bulk.
And spin it. No, you don't. Pain in the butt. And spin it. You can get it to go through. And then once the end of the pick is through, then you can slide it up. Like so. I'm going to do tomatoes. Let's see if I can get a second one. If you break it, you just grab another one because they're oyster crackers. Like that, you just grab another one.
For the sake of time,
Fine.
Do we want to just like put the garnish
It's slow,
on?
but hang on. I overfilled my glass a little bit, so. And look how cute that is. And then ideally, if you had like 3 or 4 oyster crackers on it, and then you eat the oyster crackers as you're going along and drinking the drink, and that's really, really good. That is really tasty. So
You will especially like this if you like shrimp cocktail.
it really is like drinking like the best part of a shrimp cocktail with vodka in it. It's really, really
Which
good.
doesn't sound good when you describe it that way, but is actually quite good.
And be good with seafood. So there you go. We have a little late start this evening. Sorry about that, but we got it together. And next week is Derby week. We are planning on being here. If we're not, it's Derby week. So we'll see you either next week or the week after. Wednesday at 8.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good night, everybody.